laptop, so hopefully I'll be able to see the comments, because right now I won't be able to, because I'm going to have the camera top down so that you can see what I'm working on. So I'm just going to flip the camera. There we go. Right, let me just check the stream. There we go. Right, I can see, and I can see the chat. So hopefully once you get here, I'm just going to crack on and see where we go. Ooh, let me mute this. Computer mute. Oh no, we're in a perpetual loop. Let me mute my computer. There we go. Okay. Right. So, nearly put my box in some wet paint. So let's bring that up a little bit so you can see what I got. So, this is August subscription box. Now, each month I do a subscription box. You get a wooden project and a silicone project in each, and it will come with a instruction sheet and that tells you what's in there and like some brief instructions on how to make it. And then obviously we do these videos so you can see. So this month's project is Dragonfly themed. So we're going to make a resin dragonfly necklace, and we're going to make a wooden dragonfly mirror, and then I included some little extra bits in with that. So I've already taken out of the box because I wanted to pre-paint this before we go. This is your wooden project. It is a dragonfly mirror. So you paint the back of it, and then on the other side I've cut it so that there's little sections where you can add the UV resin and glitter to give it a more like a little bit of depth to it. And then this is your mirror, and on the back of it I have put some really strong adhesive tape. So you just, once you're ready, you can peel that off and pop it in the middle, but we'll get to that later. All right, and then let's open the rest of the box. So, if you're a regular subscriber, you get 20ml in your first box when you sign up, but then going forwards, regular subscribers get a 10ml bottle like this, which is more than enough to do the project. You've got your little findings. So in this one, you've got a chain, there's some jump rings in there, and I popped in a little extra project, which is a ring, like, I can't ever say the word, cabochon? Always struggle with that. A ring blank, let's call it that. Then we have the silicone mold, and this one it's a dragonfly, and then it's got two little spaces either side so you can turn it into a necklace. And then I did the same dragonfly here. So this is optional to either use it as an extra decoration on your mirror. If you want to make your design at the back there, you can place that dragonfly over the top of it and make it like a 3D design, or you can just use that separately. And I've included some little extra flowers that you could turn into earrings or embellishments for cards. And then we've got our little findings pack. So in here, you've got 4 paints, which actually the colours themselves look quite obnoxious, but when you mix them with the white, you can get some really nice like pastel-y dragonfly colours. Then we have some really nice glitters. Now this glitter here is from my friend Matt from You Crafty, and it is a really lovely colour shifting holographic glitter, and I love it. Then we have some black pigment powder and a really nice white sort of, like a medium chunky glitter, but it's got a really nice iridescent finish to it, so it's great for a dragonfly. Okay, so we'll start with the wooden project so that it can dry as we're working. So you paint all of this, and then you can, if you want to paint the background completely, I would start by just doing like a pale colour and like whitewash the whole thing, or whatever colour you wanted, but I would do that before you go in to do any details. Just trying to paint around the design just gets really fiddly when it's super detailed like this. But I'm just leaving it as a blank wooden background, and then I'm going to paint all the different sections, and I've mixed up. This is just the packaging that I had, like your wooden shapes came in. I'm just using it as a little paint palette. And this is just the red mixed with the white to create a nice like pinky shade. And I find these acrylics are really good quality acrylics, so they're quite thick, but if you just add a little bit of water to them, you'll get a lovely, like a more flowing liquid paint. I'll just put that in there. And then we are going to just paint all of our design. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, I'm just showing you how nice, when you add a little bit of water to this, how nice it flows. I'm actually here with my friend Claire, who's quietly crafting behind the scenes.
I'm having lots of fun.
So this bit's really like, you can just zone out when you're painting, it's so satisfying. And again, I've used the teal on the wings, and then for the lower wings I just mixed a little bit of the white with the teal to get a different shade. There we go. Okay, so, and obviously you can paint all of this if you want to as well. So the next step will be that, I definitely put it in the paint, that we're going to use the wood glue. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you got a little pot of wood glue in here as well, and it comes with a little stick. That should be in with your wooden set. So I'm just going to glue this all together, and then we'll leave that to set for a few minutes whilst we do this silicone project. Check. The glitter is stunning. Thank you, Laura. I love like different glitters. I've got some coming, but they haven't arrived yet for the website, but I'll let you know when they're on. So this is literally wood glue, so I just use these little sticks to put it on because it's so much easier than using a brush and having to throw your brush away. There we go. Please excuse my nails as well, I spilt paint all over myself and it's gone everywhere. There we go. Sorry. Bit of a tedious little job, this one. I'm assuming that they can see what I'm doing because the video has paused on here. Who knows? It says I'm still live. Will you just go on YouTube and check? Thank you. There we go. So, super simple, no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just going to squeeze it on. Once I'm happy with the positioning, I'm just going to put that to one side. You can use crocodile clips if you want, but you don't really need to because it's a nice flat surface. And the reason I'm doing this first is because if you put, like, you can put masking tape on the back and fill in those sections before you glue it together, but what you'll find is it will slightly raise the back of your design, so it won't fit as snug. So gluing it together first is the better option there. So we'll just leave that to dry for a few minutes. Now, I've previously mentioned, oh, is it still working good? I've previously mentioned that Kerry is working for me full time, and she asked if she could do this month's sample for the subscription box, which she instantly regretted because she is not crafty in any way. She's learning, she's brilliant at helping me teach the workshop, she knows exactly what to say, but she gets so frustrated when it doesn't go well. So I just wanted to show you hers because I think it turned out really cute, but she hates it. So this is what she did. She painted it completely white and then went in and she basically did the thing where you make a slight mistake and then you overcorrect it. So she put too much glitter on the wings, and then to try and even it out, she added more and added more. So in the end, it's quite raised, but I actually think it's really pretty. And considering this is one of her first attempts at doing a project completely on her own, I think she did brilliantly. And on this side, she infilled with the white, which is what we're going to do later. But I quite like that. Completely different colourway to me though. Colours are a great choice. Yeah, well, I love all the folk arty things. So I really like the thought of using, you know, like it can be like whatever colour palette people like. I obviously always lean towards like pastels, but other people like the darker colours. Oh, thanks, Laura. Yeah, I probably should be saying well done, Kerry. Oh, Laura, yours though was absolutely incredible. We've got a craft group on Facebook, and Laura shared her creation and her dragonflies, and they are top tier, like so beautiful. All rainbow. Okay, I'm gonna do the dragonfly now. So I'm just gonna put this wood glue down. Oh, my papers. Ooh. All right, so again, I'm just working on, this is the backing sheet for like shipping labels, but you can use silicone mats, or you can use like scrap plastic or something like that. You want something that's basically non-porous so that your resin doesn't seep through. To start with the dragonfly, I'm going to do the body first, and that's so that it's completely at the front. So I'm just going to get the tiniest bit of this pigment powder, because a tiny bit goes a long way, and black is notoriously the worst colour, whether you're using a liquid pigment, a glitter, whatever, because it blocks the light. So it's the trickiest one to use. I'm just going to use my already open bottle of resin rather than opening that 10ml. Okay. There we go. Mix that in thoroughly. I always add a little bit of resin and then add more to it if needs be, but we just want to make sure that the pigment's fully mixed in to whatever we're working with. I think that'll still be a little bit too dense, so I'm going to add some more. There we go. It's so peaceful here. Right, so I'm just going to use the wooden sticks here, and I'm going to start by filling up the little eyes, and then I'm going to do the tail. Now you can pull it apart, but this dragonfly's body is actually wide enough that you can get the stick in easily without it running over. So I'm just going to pull it along, and then you don't need to worry about filling the body up completely, because it has it's only the front you're going to see, so you don't want to stress about trying to build it up in layers. So I'm just going to put it in the middle and then gently guide it to those lines. Now I can't really see in this light. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Should have brought my ring lights with me, but that would have been too organised. I've come for a sleepover at my friend's house and forgot my pyjamas. You'd think as a fully grown adult I'd be able to remember that. Right, I think that's right. That's great. Okay, I'll lift that up, so thanks, Claire.
Yeah.
So if I just hold that up, so I've just done the body there. So I'm just going to pop that under the light, and whilst that's curing, I'm going to mix up my glitter. So I'm just going to completely fill the body now. I'm going to use a different piece. So the holographic glitter. Beautiful mould. Thank you, Laura. I didn't know, because we've done quite a lot of butterflies. I didn't know if, you know, like winged insects was too soon again, but I love dragonflies, and this glitter I just couldn't not. Well, I was umming and ahhing because I almost did a space themed box to go with this glitter as well. So I'm glad I've had like quite a few emails saying that people absolutely loved it. So I'm glad I did it. All right. I'm going to be at Farnborough, the Creative Craft Show in Farnborough next month. So if anybody is visiting, please come and see me. We're doing pressed flowers on the stand again. I'm doing one more round of pressed flowers, and then at the NEC at Christmas, we're going to do something Christmassy, but I haven't quite decided what mould I'm going to design for that yet. Oh, and we've been working behind the scenes on the advent calendars again. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Halloween advent calendar again, although I sold so many of them that it seems stupid, but it's just a lot of work because obviously there's 31 days, so it's 31 moulds. But the Christmas advent calendar I'm definitely doing because that was like so popular. So whilst I've got this mixed up, I'm just going to show you the oh, are you saying yes, Queen, to the Christmas advent calendar? Yeah. Thank you, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to use this. This is the ring blank. Now I'm just going to do a glittery ring, but you could put dried flowers into this, you could put absolutely anything, but I'm going to start with just filling this up. Now we could have backed it with like a pigment if you wanted it to be a different colour, but I actually think this glitter against the metal will look quite pretty. So I'm just going to put this in here like this. And you don't want to overfill it because we're going to do a domed layer afterwards. And I know I'm switching. Laura says, yes, take my money. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate your money always. Right, there we go. So I'm just getting the glitter in. You don't want to overfill it because we're going to do a little domed layer on the top. But it's just more like, this gives me like mood ring vibes because it will be shifting. So if I hold that up, oh, I don't know if you could see what I was doing then, sorry. So that's the only thing to be careful of now is that you're going to, I'm just trying to tap it to see if it'll zoom in, but it won't. You want to be careful when you put this under the light that it stays balanced upright. Now, what I have done previously is put the rings into just some styrofoam or like a sponge or something, you know, like that you can cut a slit in so it stays upright. But for now, I'll just prop it on something in my little thing. What have I got? What is that lovely smell, Claire? What are you cooking?
Bread.
That smells so nice. I don't know what I can use. I'm just going to have to balance it for a second.
Do you want some tissues, maybe?
No, it's just... Oh, I know. I'm going to use... This is smart. Oh, thank you. It just says user, so I apologise. I don't know which sub you are. Right. So I'll just, I don't know if you saw that. So I'm just using my pliers to hold it upright, and then I'm just going to sit it under the lamp so it stays facing up. Right. There we go. So now, super simple. The only thing you need to be mindful of when you're doing like filling up the Dragonfly is that obviously it's chunky glitter. Actually, I think I need more glitter in that. I want it to be really densely glittery. Yeah, the only thing you need to be careful of is that because the holographic chunks are so chunky, where it goes around the spaces to make the holes for the necklace, you just want to make sure that it's got enough resin around there and the like glitter isn't getting like wedged in the way. Oh, hi Andrea. Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So anyone who's not reading the comments, Andrea is one of my subscribers, and I asked in the group the other day if some of my subscribers would trade some wooden shapes for some cards. So they've designed cards using my designs so that I can take them to the shows and use them as examples so people can see what they can make. Because I've definitely found since I've started having more samples and examples at the craft shows, I've been selling so many more kits because I think you have to see it to understand it, don't you? And without a video, it's hard. That bread smells delicious. Do you always bake your own bread?
Yeah. It's the bread machine. It's not.
Yeah, but still.
Thanks, Beth.
Right. So all I did then was I literally just used the stick just to run it around the edge to make sure that I'm happy that it's fully, like got resin all the way around it. And then, so this is just one of the absolute simplest molds. And if you saw in the craft group, Laura's examples, she did like gradient dragonflies and they were stunning. And so you can make this as like simple or as complicated as you want to. And obviously, as long as it's not in direct light, you can work with this for as long as you need to. There we go. I just love watching this glitter like level out. Really does shift. The other idea I had for this glitter was I was thinking, could I do something mermaidy? But it's so difficult to do mermaids well, like without them looking too like childlike. So I thought that's a bit of a stretch, and we'd just done a sea box recently, hadn't we? Like ocean themed. Okay, so and check that's nice and level. A little bit of a divot there. I'm just going to fill that in. There we go. So now I'm happy that that's all level. I'm going to pop it under the light and cure it. Oh, I think that's good. So my ring has cured nicely. So I'm just going to dome that now. But I'm going to stand it up using those pliers again, so that I can get a nice level surface on there. Oop. We'll get there. See, this is what real crafting's all about. Things fall over. The amount of times on TV I've been like, oh, and I've forgotten that. So, to be fair, we should have probably done another layer of glitter. It would have looked nice. It's fine. So I'm just pushing this to the edge now, so that it'll have like a nice glassy top on it. There we go. It's pretty. Pop that into the lamp. Okay, so I'll show you the dragonfly I made previously. With this one, on the wings, I've rubbed white paint in, but obviously you could put whatever colour you want into there. And I just loved, because I made the wings on this so detailed that it just picks out all of those little details without you having to like individually fill them all in. But I love that. So whilst that other one's curing, I'm just going to chain this one up. So when we did the cloud necklace the other day, we took the jump ring off and you could thread the chain through, so it went through one and out the other. But I'm going to actually just use some wire cutters and cut my chain in half so that it sits on each wing. So let's get these. Sorry, I'm doing things off camera again because it's fiddly. There we go. So there we go. Alison, how do you buy the Dragonfly kit? I couldn't afford to pay a monthly subscription. So with the subscription box, you can literally sign up for 1 month and then you just cancel it. So, but the Dragonfly, next month, the Dragonfly will go onto the website at like full price for the mold. So I recommend buying the subscription box and cancelling it and just doing it as a one-off. because that's the better value, like you'll get everything that way. But I also appreciate that you might just want the mould, so if you just if you want to wait till next month, and the mould will be on the website. There we go. So I'm just opening the jump rings. But if this is a craft you get into, the subscription box is the best value thing we do, because you get like the resin every month. I've actually gone through. I need to poke that, but I've not brought anything.
What do you need?
Have you got like a pin or something? Because I've not brought my drill with me. Right, so I've just thread on the other one. I've threaded the jump ring too. Thank you.
It's all right.
It's nice to be at someone's house who's crafty. Okay, so I'm just touching, closing my jump ring off there, and so that's one side done. Do the other one. Right. So on this original Dragonfly I made, I have covered the hole over a little bit, only a tiny bit, but just using a pin to poke it through does the job. There we go, now we can get it through. So again, I'm just going to use the other side of my chain. Pop that on. Did anybody have any questions, or is it all making sense? Talk to me, guys. There we go, close my jump ring, and there is your little dragonfly necklace. I love that. Right, did you want to see me? Shall I do the... So my dragonfly's cured that side, but like I always say, you want to flip it over and cure from the reverse, especially when you're using dark pigment like that, because it will block the light. So I'm just going to pop it back under and cure that. Okay, right, let's get our glue together. So this was our dragonfly. Now I'm not going to put my mirror in until I'm finished decorating this side, because you don't want to get resin on it, you don't want to get paint on it, and so that's going to be your last step to go in. So I'm just going to show you how to put the glitter on the wings. Now when you're putting a glitter layer over on the wings, you don't really need to, I'm going to use the fine glitter, not the blue glitter. You don't need to, so when we're working on wood, I always say, like, scrape a clear layer of the resin onto your area you're working in first, and that's to stop any air bubbles trapping in the little detail lines. But because we're going to do a glitter layer, you don't really need to do that, because the glitter itself sort of hides any bubbles or imperfections. So I'm just going to mix up a bit of the white. I'm not going to do the whole thing, because obviously that would be boring for you to sit and watch, but I will do a little bit. All makes sense. The dragonfly is so pretty and the glitter makes it look very realistic. Oh, thank you. Didn't need to read the instructions, it was self-explanatory. Good, I like it when it's an easy one. Are there any of the previous projects that I've done that you would like to see come back, you know, in time for like Christmas? Because we're just figuring out which kits to make for all the bigger shows, like the big craft events, because obviously it's coming up to craft season again, so we'll be everywhere. Now this is quite a chunky glitter, so I'm going to add a bit more resin and spread it out a little bit on the wings, but when I do the infill I'm going to make it a bit chunkier. So I'm literally going to do a little bit at a time, and if you want to cure as you go, you can do. You can just pop it under the light for a few seconds, and that will be enough to stop it moving, so you don't have to worry about it all running off. How are you getting on, Claire? Are you going to do it?
Yeah, good.
You're not brave enough.
I'm transfixed watching you.
Getting a live demo. There we go. Hi, I have now subscribed, so where can I buy the Dragonfly kit, please? Do you mean you went to the monthly subscription? Because there's subscribing to the email, and then there is the monthly subscription that you sign up for. So if you've signed up for that, that's what you'll receive is the August box, which is the Dragonfly. But don't worry, I can message you afterwards if you're not sure and send you a link. And I can, if you've done the subscription, I can cancel it immediately so you won't get any extra payments coming out. Right, so I'm literally just using this white glitter to add like a shimmer to the wings. So this is a different way. Obviously when you work on the wood, it's a completely different finish to when you work on the, in the silicone. So you can obviously like colour it, like use the paint to give you a colour and then use the resin to do your backing. So if I just show you that, those little layers are naturally doming themselves. So I'm just going to pop that into the light for a second, and then I'm just going to show you this. I was thinking maybe some gnomes for Christmas. Do you mean on wood or in silicone? Baubles would be nice, flat wooden ones. Yes, yes, I did some a few years ago, but I haven't got. They're definitely not on the website. Right, I'm going to pop this guy up and show you. Look how pretty that is, and it colour shifts. It's just perfect. I just thought still, after like, I've been doing this like 10 years now, and it still amazes me that you can have something 3D and made in your hands after a few minutes. So in a minute, once we're finished doing this dragonfly, I'll show you how to rub the paint into his wings to pick out those little details. Right, so I'm going to do my next little wing. Wooden gnomes would be cute, like the festive penguins. Yes, I've found that those small little packs have been so popular since I put them on the website. Like, I think people like the smaller sizes, don't you, for the... Oh, thank you, Alison. Alison says, wow, beautiful. Yeah. So Alison likes the dragonfly. There we go. So super simple, but it just gives it such a nice finish. So I'm just going along, and it literally is, these are just coffee stirrers, not using anything fancy, because my resin is so slow moving. You've got so much control, so it's not just going to run off, and it doesn't need like an extra like line around the edge to stop it or anything. As long as you don't push it over the edge, you'll have enough time to get it where you want and get it under the lamp so it cures in place. So I'm just going to cure that. And we'll do this dragonfly. So this is just the white acrylic paint, and this is why my nails are so dirty, because I constantly have paint on my hands like this, and I'm just going to rub that. But the reason I use my finger to do this is because you can actually like push it into the lines, whereas with a paintbrush you're almost just sort of going over the surface. So rub that in. I think the bread's done. So in it goes. And around the body, obviously either side of the body is a little detail line there. There we go, messy, messy. I'll just show you. So you can see that it's all gone into the lines there. And I'm just going to grab a wet wipe now. This might be a little bit too wet. There we go. Okay, and then just wiping off the excess. So I'll just give it a good polish, and then I'll show you the finished. You don't want to press down these. we had to wet the wet wipes because they've dried out. So these are a bit too wet, so I've flooded it a little bit, but you'll get the idea. There we go. Oh, I love it. I genuinely love it when I do a design that I actually, you know, like want to wear myself. So if I just show you there, we've just picked out those
so
little
cool.
lines. Very cool.
Very cool.
Right, so then we can look at the Dragonfly. So that is all cured now, the little, I've just got paint fingers on there. So you just go around picking out whatever bits, like if you wanted the flowers or the leaves. They don't have to have the glitter in, you could do them just like domed resin sections. You know, add glitter wherever you see fit. And then on this side, so imagine I'd painted this, or I'm going to leave it bare for the sake of this. And then all you need to do to fill in these little sections is literally just be careful to not drop it on the outside of the wood, because if the resin goes on the wood itself, then it will oh, also, sorry, I forgot to mention, if you wanted this to have a backing colour, if you just draw the circle around so you know where you need to paint to, and then you can just paint those. So you don't even need to fill them in if you don't want to with the glitter layer. But yeah, so I'm just going to drip this in. If you do get the resin on the top of the wood, it will sort of, not stain it, but it will give it like a slight glossy finish, because obviously that's how the resin is. So if you don't want that and you want the bare wood finish, you just need to take care that you're using, like dripping it carefully in. Sorry, what did you say, Laura? You have said using white on the detail is so good. I did a black one as well, but the white worked best. Yes, and also gold is a lovely colour to be like, give it almost like a gilded finish, but obviously that doesn't work as well with the coloured glitter we've got there. Or silver would though, wouldn't it? Like a nice silver metallic-y paint. I've got some really cool products coming up in the next few months, and I keep wanting to tell you about them, but I know if I say it, then I'll just get harassed for when they're going to be available. Hey, Laura. But fun stuff is coming. So you can either half fill these or fill them up to the top, however you like the look of it. I'm just going to do a couple more, and then I'll pop it into the light to cure it. How are we looking for time? What time is it? Oh, 22, so we're good. Yeah, so we'll leave it there. So you get the idea. So you just work your way around filling it in. Doesn't have to be that glitter. It can be any glitter you got in your craft stash, because you can mix it in with the resin. I'm going to cure that under the light. And then we will put this mirror into there. What else forgot to show you? Is that everything? Yeah, we did the ring. We've done the dragonfly. Yeah, with these wooden ones, you can literally just paint them and decorate them the exact same as we have done on the wooden back, and either use the wood glue to glue them onto the back of the mirror, or just use them as a separate embellishment. Right. This isn't fully cured, but there's no point making you wait, because you know it's going to look exactly the same. Okay, so then you just peel the brown off and pop it in, and use this to press it down, because then you're not going to get fingerprints on your mirror. There we go. And there you have it. Pretty little mirror. And I found that if you did the subscription box ages ago where we did the frame with the hearts, you can sit this, it sits perfectly in the stand that came with that. So if you wanted it just on your dressing table, you could pop it into that little stand. I was going to put some in with it, but I didn't. I thought that was overkill and that you guys would rather have a extra little dragonfly. But I hope that was helpful and informative, and let me know if I've missed anything. And thank you for joining me, guys. I am now going to go and eat my dinner. Right, how do I get out of here?